Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, and anything in between. The Detroit Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons game has come to a conclusion. And as always, it was a nail biter. Oh my God, my blood pressure is up, people. I have we got a full house today. So let me get through all the people really quick. First up, we have Detroit Drew in the building. What's going on, Drew?
Hey, I called it in my bold prediction on Jim's channel that one of these two teams were going to blow the lead, and it just happened to be Atlanta. So let's go.
Yeah,
he did.
Then we have Mr. RachelMarieSports himself. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man? That one has my heart pounded a little bit. Thank God we have Matthew Stafford, because if not, Patricia would be fired.
And then we have 313 J-Mo. J-Mo, what it do, Heart of the City?
I know we drinking that Kool-Aid, but we got a 4-2 Colts team coming off a bye week. Stay up.
Hey, that's fine. I'm enjoying my day right now.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know we got a 4-2 Colts team with an extra week to prepare.
Now we got Mr. Jim Bordeaux in the building. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, you win one game 1 week and another game another week. That's called a winning streak, folks.
That's exactly what. That's right. Something we have not had.
Okay.
Boy. All right. Then we got Mr. OMG himself, Mr. Mike. What's going on, Mike?
What's good, man? I'm positive right now. I'm not gonna get into too much negative. I feel good, so let's do it.
And then we have Mr. Curt Steele. Mama call him Curt. I'm gonna call him Curt too. What's going on, Curt?
Hey, man, I am so happy with the win. The girly, he did this a couple years ago with the Rams. You know, he went out there and he laid on the goal right before the goal line. I had flashbacks.
Mom Calfo, nice.
His big old body took him to the end zone. I'm happy.
All right, now listen. People, I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to get everybody a chance to speak their piece, but I'm probably going to go on a rant.
Yes.
If you are not, if you are here for some good news, you're going to find it. But you're going to also get a dose of reality today, okay? You're going to get a dose of reality today. And it's one of them that I'm not happy to deliver. But starting off with you, Detroit Drew, what are your thoughts on the Detroit Lions beating the Atlanta Falcons?
I didn't think it was possible that we would play two teams back to back that were worse than us, but here we are, man. A lot of bad play calling from both teams. Only thing I can really say towards the Lions right now before I get too much into it is they should have kicked that field goal instead of going for it, running up the middle with AP. That could have been a life or death situation. But then Atlanta comes right back and does the same thing, and it helped us out. So I guess two negatives make a positive, but let's say this right now. I've been on this all morning long. Pay Kenny Golladay right now. This guy, he made some ridiculous catches today. Just some unbelievable catches. Stafford and him are back. Timing was perfect. He just threw some balls where only Kenny could go up there and get it. And Kenny is so good when he is in air of twisting and turning his body to protect himself from big hits because he was in some dangerous spots, but he came down with it, protected himself, held on to the ball. And then when it mattered, our defense first forced a turnover, was able to get us a field goal, and then came right back, gave up a touchdown. But pass rush does need to get better, but I think Swift needs to be the primary back right now. Teams are just stacking the box against Adrian Peterson because they know when he's out there, we're running it. But it goes to show you that AP was here to kind of show the young fellas what's up and give Swift some more opportunities, man. He has earned it. He played phenomenal today. But the main game ball goes to TJ Hawkinson. He almost made a big no-no. I guess he did make a big no-no. Not going out of bounds, trying to fight for extra yardage. That could have cost us. But, when you give Stafford the ball with that much field, that much time left, he's going to come down there and he's going to make it close. And TJ caught the game-winning touchdown. Shout out to TJ, man. Hopefully he gets more opportunities and more targets his way too.
Okay, all right, listen. I'm going last because I'm telling you, it's about to get real. I'm trying to be cool. Ryder, what are your thoughts on the Lions beating the Falcons?
All right, so before I go into my thoughts, I'm going to share this because I just found this. With 34 seconds left in the game, the Atlanta Falcons, according to ESPN, had a 96.6% chance to win that game.
But they
Yeah,
didn't-
but
they
that,
didn't account for
but hey,
Stafford.
but Ryder, you know
That's
my
true.
response to that is that's a nice lead you have there.
Yeah, I mean,
Hold
that
my beer.
yeah, really. I mean, this was not a great game by the Lions. I mean, I thought Stafford looked pretty sharp today. You know, I thought he was throwing some good balls. He seemed a bit more confident today. Him and Kenny Galladay just had that connection. You know, whenever you throw it to Kenny Galladay, he's going to come down with it. Like, the Falcons weren't going to stop Kenny today. And, you know, in the pregame, we said take your shots, and Stafford definitely took his shots and connected on most of them. So, you know, I thought from that standpoint, Stafford played really well. Swift didn't get as involved as I thought he would be. I don't have his exact stats, but I feel like he wasn't as involved as last week. And even though, you know, he was effective when he was in the game, but I feel like he still needs to get more touches. He still needs to be talking to me.
I'm sorry. My son came in the room. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. All right. I was just making sure. You know, I think Swift needs to get more involved. I think this defense can actually be a really good one if, you know, Matt Patricia doesn't coach it. I think I think they showed a lot of good talent today. I think they showed a lot of good today. They had, I think, 2 sacks. They had a forced fumble recovery by Trey Flowers. Like, I felt like this defense played really well. They held Todd Gurley to 63 yards. Like, the run defense is much better coming out of the bye week, or it was last week, and they showed up again today. Like, this defense is starting to show some flashes, and I think that, you know, this team can be a really, really good one based off what I saw today.
Okay. All right. Now listen, we got 88 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to cover. It's a full house of people giving their view on a Detroit Lions win. If you did not know, the Detroit Lions have a win streak, people. That's right. 2 in a row is a win streak. Another thing that the Detroit Lions did was extend their overall record of 24-13 versus Falcons to 25-13. Another thing that they did today, which again, strange enough, they actually were down and did a comeback. We got a comeback under Matt Patricia, something J-Mo has been screaming for forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just put that out there. J-Mo, what are your thoughts on the Lions beating the Falcons?
Okay, so my thoughts, and now I'm gonna need y'all to give me some time for this soliloquy. One thing to Lions fans, everybody listening, this was the luckiest Lions win in Lions win history. I know y'all might not feel that way, but when Atlanta beat us, it was that same energy. I mean, I don't want to say luck because luck is by design, but I mean, I'm telling you, the man up above wanted us to win because that's the only way we win this game. Like, how does Todd Gurley? Because I knew Todd Gurley knew I can't give Stafford. Like, when he was running, he was like, "Oh snap, I can't get Stafford the ball back," and it was too late. Guy was like, "I'm gonna push you on into that end zone, bro. You ain't going nowhere." But to me, this was an ugly game. It was horrible to watch. It was disgusting. I didn't like a lot of the things that I saw in this game, but I'm just happy that we came up with a win. I'm with Drew. My philosophy is against winning teams, and when you're on the road, you always take the points. I remember the Steelers game where all we had to do was kick a field goal, and Jim Caldwell refused to do that, and we lost. And they were a winning team at the time. They went like 13-3. So that's what you need to do. I think Stafford was great today, but to me he was a little bit better in like play action. I know it sounds funny, but the way he was doing his play action fakes looked a little bit different, and it caused them to bite more. I'm tired of Darrell Bevell. I want to get rid of Darrell Bevell. You heard me say this right here, because this man sees Swift being the best back on the team, and he keeps giving it to Adrian Peterson. And if he was smart, you would realize if you use Swift and they focus on Swift for the whole game, then you throw in the hammer, you idiot. Like, it just made no sense. The play calling in this game was just mind-boggling with how terrible it was on offense. Like, our offense, they didn't show up. I'm gonna just be 100. They didn't show up today. We won the game because that defense stopped a very high-powered offense, and you saw Atlanta make some adjustments in the second half, sacking Stafford and stuff. Like, I'm happy with the win. Like I said, the win feels good until you lose next week and you 3-4. We got a 4-2 Colts team coming in with a week to prepare. Like, that's not about to be easy. One thing I will say about this game is the whole time I was begging Matt Patricia to just let them score so we could get Stafford the ball back. And he didn't. Luckily, Todd Gurley was on our side. But I want to say one thing. I seen this with Jim Caldwell in 2017. I seen this with Jim Caldwell in 2016. Caldwell's a much better coach, but Stafford out here saving these coaches' jobs, bro. him and Prater. It's always him and Prater at the end of the game saving the coach job because Matt Patricia was gone, but TJ Hawkinson was like, it's National Tight End Day. You should have drafted me, so give me this damn catch. And you better pay Kenny Golladay. We don't win this game without Kenny Golladay. I think Kenny Golladay is consistently showing his value to me.
J-Mo, I hate to do this to you. You got to wrap it up. We got other people, bro. We got other people, bro. We got other people. We got other people.
No, the thing is, I literally was about to stop, and then you tell me to wrap it up. Like,
come on, we got to break it on. Break it on home.
But anyway, my main thing is this was one of the most ugliest sloppy wins I've ever seen in my entire life, and the Lions got to be better. They want to win next week.
All right, we have 98 in the chat. People, get those likes up. If you have not subscribed to the people, make sure you have subscribed.
98.
Every person in the chat right now, if you're looking at everybody on this panel, they are in my description. They are featured on my channel, so you have no reason not to subscribe to them. So make sure you show some love and support there. Let's get on over to you, Jim. Jim, what are your thoughts on the Lions beating the Falcons?
Well, the Lions win the Mistake Bowl, and it was ugly. It was ugly. I can't figure Darrell Bevell out. You have no wide receivers, and you run. Everybody knows you're going to run. What the heck is going on? The very next play, you have no running back in the backfield. So now everybody knows you're going to pass. What is wrong with you? I think the Lions waste more downs than these people are wasting on these ads for this stupid election coming up.
Wow.
It is just terrible. How many times are we going to run it right up the lineman's ass? I mean, seriously? I can't believe it. I called it. Me and Val was watching the game, and I called it. I'm like, yep, they're going to run it right up the middle. And this was right after they got the turnover. Todd Gurley, thank you. You have gifted us a win because they could have ran out the clock and kicked a field goal, and that would have been it. But not on your watch. Thank you very much.
Nope.
Matthew Stafford is the GOAT today, and Kenny Golladay is a beast. Pay that man. And TJ Hawkinson, touchdown. That's all I got to say. I'll keep it short and sweet.
All right, OMG, what are your thoughts on let me go back. We got 105 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, people. Let's
Hit
get those likes
button.
up.
Hit that like button.
And make sure you subscribe. Mike, what's your thoughts on this game against the Lions versus the Falcons?
Man, y'all remember Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey was like, just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you do something like this and totally redeem yourself, man. That's how I felt about TJ Hawkinson. That's exactly how I felt about TJ Hawkinson when he caught that touchdown pass. Because when he did that on the sideline, oh man, I almost lost my mind. But he did. He came back and he redeemed himself, man. But I don't want Lion fans to get so like, man, we came back because if Todd Gurley didn't fall in the end zone, we would have lost that game.
Yep.
but
So
you can still give credit to Stafford.
I'm see, please. I'm not saying Stafford didn't do it because Stafford led us back. He did it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, if Todd Gurley don't fall in that end zone, we lose the game. Like, so just keep that in mind. But on the good side, on the good note is this is like redemption for when Golden Tate had the touchdown a few years ago, and they called it back and they ran the clock out. That was revenge. And I just want to say, for one time, for the first time in a long time, the Lions are on the other side of history. Like, the Lions are actually calls went our way in the very end and actually won us a game. And I just like my feelings about the whole season have changed just because of that. Like. And I know y'all like, what? I'm like, hey.
I'm like, what? Because they gave us a penalty on the last play.
I'm telling you like what? I'm telling you like what? Because the momentum never swings that way, ever. Like we always end up losing.
That's why I said
some bogus
the luckiest
BS.
Lions win I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
That's why we had a 48-yard extra point.
Right. You're right, but I'm just saying how and then usually the Lions have missed the extra point, and then they go to overtime, and then we'll lose in overtime. Don't that always happen like that? Like the most craziest thing that happened, and we'll take the bad side of that, and then we'll end up losing the game. We actually won. So, people, change your mind. And my mind's changed for the season because I ain't never seen the Lions come on the good side. I've never ever in my life seen the Lions come out on the good side of some calls.
This boy, OMG went from Joey Harrington happy feet to the season turned around because Stafford threw something out of hockey stick.
Wow, I'm just saying, it's just because the momentum. This is just the momentum. Have you ever, one time in your life where y'all ever seen the game on the line and it depended on the ref's call and the Lions won?
Never.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
All right. We got a We got 112 in the chat right now. Let's make sure we get them likes up. All right, Mr. Curt Steele, what are your thoughts on the Detroit Lions defeating the Atlanta Falcons?
I've said this saying before, and I say it again today. Every now and then, the sun shines on the dog's ass. That means every now and then, the dog gonna win and he gonna shine. Today, the Lions got the call. The mistake by Gurley and the sun shine on the Lions' ass today. We won. I'm going to take it. We had a lot of mistakes. Too many to really get into, but at the end of the day, a dub was a dub and an L is a L. So I'm going to take it today.
Okay. All right. So listen, first of all, to my people in the panel, man, I'm so happy y'all here. I mean, I love it when we all get together and can talk some sports. Let me just go ahead and do all my good stuff first. First of all, y'all gonna want to turn y'all cell phones up, y'all radio up, y'all TV up, y'all computer up, your tablet up, whatever you want, turn it up. This was by far the best damn game that Matt Patricia's ever coached. I'm just get that out the way. The best game he has ever coached in his entire time here. All the people who got a problem with him going for it on fourth, it was so early in the game, it didn't make a difference. It really didn't. And two, I don't care if they knew it was a run because at the end of the day, just because they know what it is don't mean nothing. We have to make the blocks, and they didn't make the blocks. The call wasn't wrong. The call wasn't wrong. The decision wasn't wrong. The execution was. And to me, on that 4th and 1, I don't care if you know AP getting the ball. You know who should have got the ball. And they didn't do it, and it didn't go in their favor. The Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. Who cares if you know that they getting the ball? That's the first thing. Second thing, this is the best game Matthew Stafford has played all season. The best. This is the best game he's played all season. Yeah, he took some hits. Fine. Overall, best game he's played all season. Now let me get to my rant. We got a Daryl Bevel problem, people. We got a Daryl Bevel problem. And I can't overlook it. If I'm going to go after Bob Quin and Matt Patricia, then everybody on the table. And today I'm serving you the Daryl Bevel problem. Somebody help me understand something. As J-Mo stated, you had success running the damn ball. With who? DeAndre Swift. But then you do what? Take it out of his hand. Let's take it a step back. Roll it all the way back. Let's roll it all the way back. What was the play calling throughout the rest of that damn game? What rhythm were they trying to create? What was the decisions on what they were doing? Had it not been for some perfectly timed challenges, some perfectly timed timeouts, and some perfectly timed changes by who? Matt Patricia. Turn y'all stuff up, people, because this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. To all the people who was talking about making Daryl Bevel a head coach, and I was sitting there saying, I ain't on that train. This is why. This man's play calling is hot freaking garbage. There's no way in hell that you can call the game the way that he called it and we still win. No way in hell. We shouldn't even have been in a position to have to win it at the end. Nope. We should have been up by at least 14 points if he just do his damn job. What is he doing? We got that problem. My second problem, what is wrong with Danny Amendola? If this idiot get one more penalty in crucial time, or make one more mistake in crucial time, on a crucial third down, he gets a drop. Wide open, ball in his hand, on his chest, he drops it. Now here we are, got to make a freaking field goal, and you get an unsportsmanlike penalty. Really? This what we doing? What's what we doing for real? Okay, let's keep going on. One more thing. I'm trying to make this thing quick and speedy. All right. I told everybody that we had to put pressure on the quarterback. I'm pretty sure I said that in the pregame show. I said you got to find a way to pressure the quarterback, take him away, right? Cool. They tried. Okay, now here's my question to you, people. After you get the turnover on the sack, strip, fumble, do anybody remember what the sequence of play calling was? Do y'all remember? Do anybody in the panel?
Oh no, I remember. It was the worst shit I ever seen.
Okay, give me the sequence of play calls after we get a
what I remember, it was call out to Swift, and then for a loss. Then Swift pass in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, keep going.
Hey, wait, I forgot what the third play was. Was it them?
Don't know.
I don't remember either, but I know it was a
Yeah,
pitch.
but like,
It was the
remember
one to
the
Galladay
first
that he was like a
play.
yard short.
Yeah,
Listen, it was a short.
it was
listen,
stupid.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, I have no idea. It was the same thing I was commenting on too. It was those two plays with Swift, and then we're short by just a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's what some of the problem was with the whole game.
The Swift play wasn't a bad play. We just didn't block anybody. The guy was right there. The guy was like, nah, you can't block.
I mean, but if they in the backfield, but no, look, I was gonna say this is one of the games. Like sometimes coordinators win you games. This is one of the games where I feel like the playmakers just went out and won this game because Darryl Bevel wasn't helping.
Listen.
Like, this Stafford had to do that at the end of the quarters, and the receivers had to step up. Like, because Darryl Bevel was trying to lose this game.
Listen.
And why the hell is Vitae still at guard?
Listen. Hold on. Wait, no.
I'm sorry, I had to ask.
Roll it back. Because y'all pointing out things that I'm telling you. This right here is not a Matt Patricia issue today. This ain't a Matt Patricia issue. This is a Darryl Bevel issue for me because I'm seeing these things and I'm trying to figure out why. I'm going to give you another perfect example, right? People, just pay attention for me for a minute. There was one play because this right here, I'm going to blame Corey Underland for this one too. When have y'all seen freaking Jalen Reeves-Maybin on defense? Go ahead, I'll wait. When?
Yeah, he was on special teams.
Yeah, I saw him last year when we lost half our football team to injuries.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So tell me this. On third and God knows what short, why is he on the field? Tell me. Who decision was that? Who decision was that?
It wasn't Bevel.
like who decision? Okay, let me go to my next person really quick. What the hell is wrong with Deron Hartman? Don't nobody tell me he no ball hawk, nothing. I watched this dude over and over blow assignments constantly. The touchdown that Calvin Ridley got, that was on Hartman. Let's go back to Jeff Okudah. Okudah does something that I preach that every quarterback should do. Use the sideline. It's your friend. He's got the goddamn receiver pressed really hard to the sideline, and then he does what? He grabs. Why? Mm-hmm. You don't have to. Why? These dumb penalties that was happening were falling upon the players. And to be honest with you, it all started from panic play because guess what? Our offense couldn't score in the red zone. Our offense couldn't put the game away. There was no way that we should have only scored 23 points. There's no way.
True.
So why would you say our offense wasn't big? I mean, how many times was in the red zone? Like, what, 4?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why our offense should have scored more points. There was times where we got bailed out with penalties and stuff like that, and we had opportunities to do certain things. And yes, I know people didn't want to go for it on the 4th and all that, but I'm like, it's the right call. But then we turn it around, and on that one where he missed the field goal, look at the sequence of play calls there. Like, you're not even setting yourself up to do it. There were times where we were calling swing plays on 3rd and 17. Like, what the hell?
I just don't understand why.
How did you get in 3rd and 17 in the first place?
It's like all of his coordinators, if it's not the end of the game, they got brain damage. But as soon as the end of the game, all right, Stafford, go ahead. Like, are you stupid? It makes no sense.
And listen, I know some people like look, not a Lion fan said they shaking off the cobwebs. They're not shaking off no damn cobwebs. We 6-7 games in. This ain't no cobweb shake off. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. I'm telling you what this is. This is a debacle in terms of how the players are responding to the play calling. And that's what it is. Now, let me ask y'all this. Y'all got to give a game ball out. Everybody got to do it. Give me your game ball for offense and defense, starting with you, Curt.
All right, offense. I gotta go Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's my offensive. And then Romeo Okwara is my defensive. Got my defensive game ball.
Okay. All right. What say you, OMG?
TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson gets the game ball for me, man. And Trey Flowers gets the defensive game ball for that fumble recovery. So yeah, them who I'll give it to.
Okay. All right. Jim, who is your game ball for offense and defense?
Well, I want to go Stafford, but I want to be a little different, so I'm going to go Kenny Golladay. I think they don't win without him. And on defense, I'm going to go Romeo Okwara as well. I did want to be
okay. No, listen, it is what it is. The game, it was a lot to be desired. That's all we going to say. we going to keep it 100. J-Mo, who you giving your game ball to, offense and defense?
The game ball on offense definitely goes to Ty Gurley and Stafford.
Now that's our defensive game ball.
You go, Jay.
I'm giving the game ball to Atlanta's offense. Ty Gurley, here you go. Yes. And on defense, Trey Flowers, man. Okwara was great too, but Trey Flowers on that tip ball play, even though he wasn't even supposed to be out there, that saved us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who are you giving that ball to, Ryder? Offense and defense.
So for offense, as good as I think Stafford played, and I mean, obviously had the game-winning touchdown drive, I'm going to give it to Kenny Golladay because there were just a couple of catches, couple plays in that game where, if Kenny Golladay had dropped it, it was maybe a little high, or maybe Kenny Golladay took a huge hit. If he dropped it, nobody would have said anything, but he didn't. I mean, Kenny Golladay caught everything. He had the big, Stafford took a shot and it connected with Kenny Golladay with 3 seconds left. I mean, Kenny Golladay made some plays in this game that only special receivers can make, and I got to give it to Kenny because every time we needed a first down, every time we needed a big play, he was right there to make it. And then for my defense, I have to give it to Romeo Okwara. I mean, 2 sacks and a strip sack. He was the best player on the defense for sure.
Okay, I mean, listen, I can't gun down nothing nobody saying. Let's keep it going. Drew, who are you giving your game ball out to, offense and defense?
Offensively, I think it has to go to Stafford. I mean, I wanted to go Kenny G or TJ, but when it mattered most, Stafford put his leader cap on, and he drove us down there, and he led us to victory. Only way Stafford can do it in game-winning fashion. So he gets my offensive game ball. And defensively, I'm going Trey Flowers. He was just in the right spot at the right time multiple times. Just a fumble recovery. He had that defense fired up afterwards, but that pass block was huge. He totally had Matt Ryan fooled on that one. So he gets my defensive game ball.
My offensive game ball goes to Matt Patricia. When I say I was thoroughly impressed at what he did in this game, to challenge that 12, 13 people on the field thing, oh my God. That was brilliant. That was a beautiful challenge. To then turn around. And right after that, get that, and say, you know what, we got to find a way to get the ball to our best guy. And made sure that the ball went to Kenny Golladay. Bravo to that man. My defensive game ball goes to Romeo Okwara. I thought he did the best job of constantly keeping pressure and getting around the corner and chasing them. And I thought he did a very good job. Like I said, I know people are going to sit there and think I'm crazy, but I'm going to just call a spade a spade. This was by far the best head coaching job that I've seen from Matt Patricia. Hands down.
Hey, you know how that's true? It's the best head coaching job from Matt Patricia, and it's the luckiest win of Lions history. I just went on ESPN.com. Guess what's the leading story? Matthew Stafford has a touchdown game win. Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird on that play you were talking about? It was Matthew Stafford that was pointing it out the whole way. His arms going,
right.
Hey, watch out! Watch that 12th guy and whatever. He was so aware in the game, and I think that led to the challenge.
Listen, first black man on the net. Shout out to him. Salute to you. He says, Luke Patricia, game ball, bro, you're killing me. Listen, I'm telling you, there are certain points in that game that if you look at, if he don't do certain things, we don't even have a chance. If he doesn't challenge that those guys been on the field, the loss is guaranteed for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that challenge might be the most brilliant thing I've ever seen Matt Patricia do.
I mean, the fact that he was absolutely aggressive and his in terms of saying we're going for it on 4th and 1. We're going. I don't care if you know what we're doing. We're going to do it. The problem was they wasn't blocking, and our offensive line had a little bit of a spotty day. Too many blitzes came in scot free, and was a travesty. But Darrell Bevel was the biggest problem today. You go into a no huddle, and them was the worst calls I ever seen in no huddle in my life. That I'm just being honest. And also on top of that, there was other issues that jumped out to me where Darrell Bevel could have iced the game for us and really won it for us, but then he'll call something that you don't see, like a run on 3rd and 7. I'm just being honest about this because you're running against a team who does good against the run. I was fairly surprised how well they ran early on, but they buckled up on that run stuff, and then you just stayed with it. And I'm like, this is the game where you got to get the tight ends involved. You got to get the screen involved. I think I counted 2, maybe 3 screens. And the tight end involvement was not there. Like, for example, when we got a crucial 3rd down and you decide to have the play go towards who? Isaac Nada. Yeah, y'all heard me right. Not Jesse James.
Dumbest thing I ever seen.
Not Jesse James. Not TJ Hawkinson. No. We going to Isaac Nada. like, come on, man. I'm just saying. Now, first black man on the net said y'all are not setting the bar too high. He says that he's hot garbage. His pass defense sucked. Bevel is hot garbage as well. I agree with a lot of things that you're saying, first black man on the net. But the bigger issue was Darrell Bevel today. And to me, the role of a head coach. The role of a head coach is to make sure that you are managing the game. And that part of it, I can't say he didn't do. I can't say he didn't do that. So I thought he did a very good job. Let me talk this. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you look at last week, how Darrell Bevel called the game, he called the game like that this week. We blowed him out by 20 probably. These play. I'm like, why are you giving Adrian Peterson the ball after Swift just had a 20-yard run that got called back? Like, what are you doing? Yeah, Darrell Bevel, bro. You won't watch.
Okay, so it's Mike. It's something going on with your mic. Every time I bring you in, it sounds like your mic is like giving off a weird feed.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still doing it. That's why I'm taking you in and out.
Okay, I switch to the other one then.
All right. Now listen. Let me ask y'all this because this is something that I seen across Instagram. I saw it on Twitter, and it really boiled down to it. And I'm seeing it here in the chat. And we're gonna start this off with you, J-Mo. Are you more happy about the Lions winning or upset that this is more of Matt Patricia keeping his job?
I'm more happy about the Lions winning because Stafford told y'all to put some respect on his name. He's like, I've been carrying this bum team. And, I lead the league in 4th quarter comebacks and game-winning drives since I've been in the league. So I'm going to take the win. But we know, if TJ was Eric Ebron, we would have lost. But it's all good, dog. I'm going to take – look, because I know – why I'm like that, Luke, and everybody on the panel and people in the chat, because I know we play the Colts next week, and I know the Colts they're a good football team. So we're going to see what we really about. I'll take the dub.
Okay, you're taking the dub. All right, we'll say you, Jim. Are you more happy that we won, or more upset that Matt Patricia is not being fired at this time?
Well, I love a win. I don't care. I mean, I like to win, and we got to win, even though it was handed to us pretty much by Todd Gurley. I still think that Matthew Stafford had to go all the way down the field. And I don't think the refs did us any favors. I don't know what was going on with everybody else, but man, I didn't think they did us any favors at all today. But it's early yet. There's still time for this team to screw up, and I just want to enjoy a win on a Sunday.
Why did you say there's still time for this team to get it together? You said screw up.
Well, the question was, were you upset because Matt Patricia didn't get fired yet? And I'm like, no, there's still more to go.
No, don't worry. This team won't be able to save him for much longer, man. We going like I said, next week is gonna show.
Listen, y'all. Listen, the reason I'm personally not bothered by Matt Patricia not being fired is because outside of him winning a Super Bowl, he's fired in my eyes. Like, I'm just being honest. There's nothing he can do that's going to keep his job besides win the Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil in his 3rd year after having 2 trash years won a Super Bowl. Jimmy Johnson in his 3rd year after having 2 trash years won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying that a standard has been set, and if I'm not getting a Super Bowl, he got to go. I'm just being honest. He got to go.
Well, if that's how you feel, then cool. But do anybody think it's weird that all of our wins have been on the road?
That is weird. I thought about that.
Listen, I was gonna say that for Tuesday, but since you were already in the midst of it, let me just get back to Jim. Jim, were you done with your viewpoint? I want to make sure
I'm done.
Okay, let me talk this thing on over to you, Curt. You know, are you more happy we got the win, or more upset that we're not going to be firing Bob Quin and Matt Patricia?
Brilliant.
All of that.
Yeah, and
Very
then some. All right, let's talk that over there to you, Drew. Are you more upset that which side are you on? More happy we got the win, or upset that they're not going to be firing Matt Patricia and Bob Quin?
I am happy we won the game for several reasons. Number one, it showed the promise of this young core that Kenny G, TJ, and Swift. That's going to be our three-headed monster moving forward for the next 5 years or so. If we re-sign Kenny, which we need to do ASAP. But then for number two, it showed how good the young core is going to be for the next head coach when we do fire Matt Patricia at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I with it. Now, Dolo Dynamite says, let them drink that sour Kool-Aid and be disappointed. Don't even argue. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Right.
Hey, Dolo, you've been pissed for the last 2 weeks.
I think what Dolo is basically saying is this. He's basically saying that these wins don't amount to anything good for the Lions long term. And so if you look at it from that standpoint, that it doesn't amount to anything good long term, cool. My attitude to it is this. Well, after what I saw the last few weeks from Darrell Bevel's play calling, particularly today, if you fire Matt Patricia and you get this guy to rattle off some wins by the hair of his chinny chin chin with that play calling, and then he becomes the head coach, no. I want to remove all doubt that once Patricia go, everybody go. Everybody go except for Hank Furley. He the only one keep his job. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. But let's bounce it over there to you, Mike. Are you more happy about the win or upset that Patricia and Quin is not going to be fired?
We're going to the ship.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Man, what are you on? I want some of that.
Look. I'm telling you right now.
Watching that Stafford replay.
Look, I'm telling you, look. I had an epiphany, man. I'm telling you. I'm happier that we won the game. I'm not really even concerned with Matt Patricia. Man, I had an epiphany. I'm telling you, when I had these things, they be going down. Okay. Now, that Bevel's play calling would have just been another excuse for why we lost the game. We should have won the game, but it's the reason why we lost the game. Out of all the excuses why we had to lose that game, we still somehow won. Can you believe that? Everybody got a list from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet why we should have lost, and we won. Like, don't that disturb anybody? No. And then two, which what Luke is about to touch on, all three of our wins came on the road. Who is this team?
You know,
they're winning on the road.
You said that don't do something to you. You know what did something to me? Week 1. I'm gonna keep bringing up week 1 until we like 7-3, bro. Like,
no, I mean, hey, you should. I'm not knocking you for that, but I'm just saying some things are looking a little funny to me. Okay, and we got all 3 wins on the road, and we didn't lose because of some calls at the end. We actually won. Man, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hold on. Let's listen. I want to point 2 things out. I know the chat is saying things. You know, you got Go Lions who says win the game and it's not enough. Win 2 and it's Super Bowl or bust. If you remember, Go Lions, I have always said that in that 3rd year, he's going to have to do something that's never been done. Then he went and lost that first game to the trash Bears. I said, okay, this is unacceptable. Okay. And I even talked around and I said, listen, you can't have this happen. Then they got destroyed by the Packers. And I said, okay, I'm at the point now where the only thing he can do to make me feel better about him keeping his job is doing the same thing that Jimmy Johnson and Dick Vermeil did in their 3rd season. If he do that, then we're good. So I'm not changing my mind.
Okay.
In the case of the Dern, I'm with you on this. He like, some of you changed your mind way too easy. We beat two terrible teams. How have you changed your mind so fast? I haven't changed my mind not one bit. Some people have. More power to them.
I
I
haven't either, man. I'm going week.
But you know what? But you gotta look at this. Look at this too, though. The two of the three losses that we have are against one-loss teams. Even though they're the Bears and Packers, and we hate them and we see them all the time, the Bears are 5-1, Packers are 4-1. You think about it.
And Saints are what, 4-2?
The Bears offense averaged like 16 points a game. We
But
can't
they 5-1.
We was at home.
5-1.
We was at home.
But they 5-1. They beat somebody else at home too. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
we just beat a 1-5 team.
Listen,
man.
Listen,
we beat it because somebody made a mistake.
Listen, I'm not gonna knock your view of you if you feel good and you changing your spirit. I'm not gonna knock that. But don't kill my view for saying we ain't did nothing yet. We're 3-3. Yep. Yes. We're 500. Yes. I'm giving credit to the head coach. I thought he did a very good job managing the game. Yes. I'm giving credit to Matthew Stafford. This is the best game he's played all season. Yes. We have a win streak. Yes. But at the end of the day, I am not changed or moved or switched up on it, because I see that not only do we have a problem with the head coaching, there's a problem with our offensive coordinator too. And that's just the reality. So
I agree. But with all those problems, we still somehow won another game on the road. That's the only thing that's really got me. Like, because we always find a way to lose. We always got an excuse. I swear the Lions got the most excuses of anybody. And we didn't have no excuses for why we won the game. And that's just, man, that just blows my mind right now. I'm still stuck on that.
Okay, now listen. Let me just switch the gears, because, like I said, I don't want to make the post game show too long. I want to kind of get people in and out. Other games is started, and people want to see them. Let me ask this question right here, because now it brings us to a point. We're now above 500. We're at 500, and now we got, I believe, the Colts and the Vikings next. Am I right about that, Curt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If the Lions win those next two games, they are 5-3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would that mean to you? Starting with you, Curt.
That means that we got to maintain. We're in the playoff mix, so that is a good rhythm going into that back part of the season. But does it change, or does it mean that we're going to make a deep playoff run? I'm not sure. Not with the roster we got, not with the coaching staff we have. But, I mean, it will feel good to go on a good little run like that.
Jordan Cartwright says, Luke G, would you be saying the same thing if Swift had caught that touchdown against the Bears? Yes. He shouldn't have been in a position to have to make that catch. There's no way that this team should have been able to keep this offense from scoring. There's no way. And the truth is the fact that we were in that position in the first place for a rookie to have to make that catch is unacceptable. That game should have been put away long ago, just like today's game should have been put away long ago. But once again, in that game, just like today's game and previous games before that, there was a Darrell Bevel problem. And I'm not letting them off the hook. Detroit Drew, what would it mean to you if the Detroit Lions end up 5-3?
It'd be awesome to get a 4-game win streak going, but I don't know if it's realistic or not. Like J-Mo said, Indiana's a really good team, really well coached. They're tough offensively and defensively. If we win that, I think that'd be like the first legit win of the year against a really good team. I'm not really sure if I'm sold on Arizona yet. They're still young.
You don't gotta be sold on them, but they 4-2 right now.
Yeah, that's true.
They might be 4-3, but
All right, so if you want to throw them there too, like, all right, cool, bet, whatever. Minnesota, that should be a must-win game anyway. Minnesota looks terrible. I'm not sure what the hell they got going on over there, but they look like hot dog doo-doo. But if we somehow get 5-3, it'd be awesome, but that's not the end game. The end game is to make the playoffs and eventually go to the Super Bowl. So if that's where we want to set expectations, cool, but I expect more of this team. But at the same time, I only expect them to win 6 games this year. So if they win the next 2, it's a step in the right direction, and I think they just got to carry momentum and try to make a push.
All right. Writer, what are your thoughts? I mean, if the Lions mess around and go 5-3, what are you feeling?
I mean, I think next week is the big game for me because who cares if we beat the Vikings? They're gonna, they might finish with 2 wins on the season, to be totally honest. They're not very good. So to me, that game isn't as big. But if we can beat the Colts, who is a 4-2 team and is a legit playoff contender, like a team that, could definitely make some noise in the AFC, that would mean a lot. Because, yeah, it's great we beat the Jaguars, but they have 1 win. It's great that we beat the Falcons. And although I think they're better than a 1-win team, they only have 1 win. Yeah, who cares if we beat the Vikings? They have 1 win. But, if we can go out and beat a really good playoff contender like the Indianapolis Colts, I mean, that's a lot of momentum for a young team. That shows exactly what this team is capable of. And, I don't know if it's going to save Patricia's job, but, if we can go out and beat that Colts team and then come back and win a dominant game versus the Minnesota Vikings, that's a lot of momentum, and that's really good for this Lions team. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. That's just going to be a lot of momentum for this young football team.
Absolutely. Now, I know I probably missed somebody. I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to make sure that my kids.
I didn't go.
All right. Yeah, I'll make sure my kid, my youngest one is snatching up my stuff on my PS4, and I got to be careful. All right. Now, J-Mo, bro, listen, them things ain't cheap, bro. J-Mo, they go 5-3, and and we're looking a little bit different at their 8 games. What are you thinking?
Well, I told you guys at the top of the show, we got a Colts team that's 4-2. They're not the best team in the world, but they'll probably finish 9-7 or 10-6. So this is a team. If we want to make the playoffs, you have to beat this team. Simple as that. Of course, we can beat run-of-the-mill teams, but if we beat the Colts and we beat the Vikings, I'm feeling really good about this team because after that, I know we'll be Washington. The Panthers won't be an easy win, but after that, after the Panthers, it's the Texans. So, yeah, if we start off 5-3 on a 4-game winning streak, I have to be a little bit optimistic about that, considering Washington would be the next game.
Right.
Okay, all right. Now, did I miss anybody on that question?
OMG.
Okay, OMG, you'll get that question, and then you guys can put your questions in the chat so I can get us to that, so I can get us out of here and get us to the next game, people. I don't want to keep us too long. So put a few questions you have for us in the chat. OMG, the Lions go 5-3 in the next few games. What are your thoughts going to be on that?
My thoughts gonna be on we got to try hard to get to the playoffs, man. I think everybody's kind of curved a little bit because they want Patricia gone. So if there's kind of reluctancy of everybody to be positive about, just things like if we go 5-3 and the position we'll be in, they're still kind of holding their reserves. And I know because the past Lions teams and then blew it in the second half of the season, but I'm telling y'all, something feels different about how this is going playing out, man. I'm lining up the cards, man. I'm just seeing different things that are just not falling the same way they always have fell. And so yeah, I feel good about going 5-3, man. Especially that we beat the Colts team, we beat the Arizona team. We're coming off of 3 straight wins on the road. Man, I mean, I just feel good about it.
Okay, all right. Listen, my thoughts if they go 5-3, great. I haven't changed my stance on it. Matt Patricia, listen, we fired a coach who had 2 winning seasons at 9-7, back to back. Then I can damn sure fire the coach who got his first winning season. I'm just being honest. Listen, unless you get to a Super Bowl and win it. Just saying. Food for thought. First question comes up from K2 Production. It says, what are your thoughts about Jeff Okudah's production today? Okay, I'm gonna go last on this because I'm gonna go last on this. We're gonna start this off with because it's irritating. We're gonna start this off with you, Writer. What are your thoughts on Jeff Okudah's play today?
So I was actually watching Jeff Okudah a lot today. Early in the game, I was watching what he was doing, and his coverage early in the game wasn't particularly bad. I mean, there were a couple where the wide receiver went in and then cut back out, and Okudah was right there on him. Okudah had a couple, nice, not necessarily end zone where, he had good positioning. He just panicked and made a rookie mistake. But overall today, I thought Jeff Okudah played fairly well. I don't think that, I still think he has a lot of room to grow. I still think he has a lot of, long ways to go in his development. But, I think he's starting to figure some things out. It looked like he was a little bit more comfortable today at points. He wasn't necessarily caught out of position as often as I've seen him before. And I mean, he didn't really get beat that often. And he didn't give up any big plays today. So I think he's come along. I think he's come a far way since week 2, since his NFL debut. And, I think he has a lot of way to go, obviously still, as I said, but I think he's trending in the right direction. He's getting better every single week.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna make my statement. If anybody agree with me, feel free to jump in. I thought Okudah played like meh. Like that's what I thought. He still can't cover inside routes. That if y'all go back and look at that touchdown that was said that he stepped out of bounds because the receiver stepped out of bounds on his own. I'm sorry. Look how far he was trailing behind him. Like you in man coverage, bro. There's no way you should be that far behind that dude for that catch. It was like no way he could contest it or nothing. The penalty where he grabbed the guy that's pressed hard to the sideline. Why? What's the point?
He's a young DB, man. He'll not do that the next time. Trust me.
That's what I heard last week and the week before that. I'm not. Listen, I'm not with it. But if anybody else felt that the play of Okudah today was just mad, I mean, feel free to chime in. If you don't, more power to you.
Okay, I got one question. Who do y'all think played better overall today, Jeff Okudah or AJ Terrell?
AJ Terrell.
Okudah.
AJ Terrell.
No, don't say Okudah just because he's on our team, man. Look at the game, man.
I don't think either had a
look at the game. What are you talking about? Who was AJ Terrell covering? Our wide receivers had a big day.
I thought both just kind of.
They had a decent game, but they ain't put up no touchdown. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying, like Okudah had one pass interference penalty, and the rest was just in zone coverage. So everybody was playing zone. So you got to come and make the tackle.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
AJ Terrell wasn't doing much. He had that hit on.
I feel like I would rather have had AJ Terrell in that game than Jeff Okudah. So until that changes, man, I'm just not sold on. I'm very critical. When you pick a dude number 3 overall, I'm critical. Like I don't care about he's a rookie. No, man, he's number 3 overall. That means he gotta be game ready from the day of the draft. He's game ready. That's what number 3 picks are. Number 3 overall picks are game ready. What
was AJ Terrell doing that made him so special today?
He was covering. He was covering.
And he was still getting cooked.
Listen. If you notice that a lot of the passes that they were doing, they were going away from AJ Terrell. Like he ran step for step with Marvin Hall. Like I'm just being honest, bro. He ran step for step
on that wheel route. Did you see him on that wheel? I think Marvin Hall ran the wheel route, and AJ Terrell was right there. Our fastest dude, one of our fastest people. Yup.
You never seen AJ Terrell in those trail positions that you saw Okudah in. You didn't see that. The film tell me what I need to know. I go back and watch it because and then I come back and tell you if I was right, if I was wrong. But I thought that AJ Terrell played better. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna talk this question to you, Jim. It says, if we win on an imperfect game, who is to blame for the win?
In this game, I felt like it was both teams. I felt like the Lions did enough to win, but also the Falcons had done enough to win. If Gurley doesn't roll into or fall on the goal line, they run the clock down and they kick a field goal and win this game. Unless they miss the field goal. Obviously, we don't know what was going to happen. But I hate to say this. I actually think it's both. As we thought going in, which team wanted to blow this game the most? And it looks like Atlanta did.
Okay. Just food for thought. Yeah. Now, we kind of debated this one already ahead of time. I don't know if this is something he attended on this. Or is he talking about the debate I had with Andrew? I think the debate I had with Andrew was that Cameron Dantzler should be considered up there. And I haven't even went back and watched too many games of Cameron Dantzler. I saw a few games where I went, he did good. And I saw a few games where I went, damn, that was rough. And they all have their own different reasons, but it was what it was. Some people feel like people are upset that he was a 3rd overall pick. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. If you're taking 3rd overall, you got to play like a 3rd overall pick. He has yet to shut somebody down yet. I mean, who can you say he shut down? Nobody. And that's what he was brought in and taught it as a shutdown corner.
And he played against number 2s.
No, he played. I was about to say he played against number 1s. What D Hop? I don't know who A-Rod was guarding. I can't remember. But D-Hop and Devontae, like they put that man on Devontae Adams with no safety help. Same thing with D-Hop. Like you can't be doing
now. This
like
right here is a very good point from Top Tier. Just because Top Tier break the point said that don't mean that Terrell would do a better job against Julio than he did against Galladay and two different receivers. Yeah, I think that's a fair point to make. I mean, obviously, that can kill any argument. So I'm not going to act as if though that wasn't the case. But again, that's what it boils down to. Let me see any other questions. I'm trying to find them because they're going up faster than I can keep up with people. Let me see. Nothing. Listen, let me ask y'all a question. Was I the only one disappointed like that we wasn't getting more pressure on Matt Ryan? Or better yet, when you got pressure, Matt Ryan was looking like Michael Vick and Russell Wilson in the pocket.
I felt like there was a lot of holding going on today. I felt like there was a lot of holding going on today. And I think we would have got there a little quicker if we weren't being held. I'm just being honest.
Well, it's inconsistency though, because the first half I thought our pressure was pretty solid. They only scored 7 points, but the second half it was like, yeah, we packing it in. And then the Atlanta D-line was like, no, we turning it up. Like,
now the general review says who's shutting down Adams, Hopkins, Michael Thomas, and Julio as a rookie. Well, here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. If he was following and traveling with those guys the whole game, I could understand your complaint. But he was getting cooked by the other dudes too that we don't even talk about. And we're not going to act as if though that didn't occur. On top of that, if you're coming out and you're being touted as being a shutdown corner and you're taken 3rd overall, then I want to see it. But if you're not going to be shutting things down, we're going to be seeing much of the same stuff. I don't know who hitting their mic like that, but it's coming through like.
Sorry about that. That was me.
Oh, okay. If you are going to break a guy in 3rd overall and he's not going to be any different than the guys who took him after him, then why is he taking 3rd overall? That's just the reality of it. He
can't have the same excuses. He don't have that room.
Nah,
he don't have that room to have the same excuses that everybody else do if he's number 3. Stop making excuses for this man.
First black man on the net says, so Okudah has no OTAs, no camp, no preseason, all this first year, and y'all talking that number 3 overall pick garbage. Come on, bros. This dude is suffering just like most of the DBs who came out this first year. Okay.
I definitely agree with that.
Okay, hold on. Let's say, yeah, but the problem is those same DBs had the same problems. I'm just saying. Like the Falcons,
but like what DB from this draft is like looking like a Pro Bowler right now? Nobody. Unless you're going to tell me something like so. Like none of the DBs have been
3rd overall. That's
none of the DBs selected are breaking out right now. They're all struggling without the OTA.
Yeah, but my point I'm trying to make to you is this. The draft was virtual because we knew about this so-called virus, right? The draft was virtual. So you knew that. You got to assume that you're not going to have that full offseason workout in the first place. And he's not the only one to do it. And none of those other guys were taken 3rd overall. Arnett for the Raiders is doing really well. And AJ Terrell has shown that he is performing. You're not going to find.
He's not, man.
Okay, but both of those guys
AJ Terrell is not performing. He's allowing an 85% completion percentage and a 121 quarterback rating. Coming to this game, they literally were saying target AJ Terrell. He has not been balling. He been getting cooked. Listen. He been getting cooked.
I said he's been playing well, and I don't care.
He has not been playing all year.
And I don't care.
All year.
I don't care if you look up at quarterback ratings and all this. I can care. What is
watching the film? What
is Okudah's?
It's not as high as AJ Terrell. I go look it up right now.
Go look it up. Go look it up. Let's look at his. All I gotta do is look at the film. I can go through every game and see where they run the same routes every single time, and he gets space. And they all inside routes. Just the reality.
And they 2s and 3s sometimes too.
No, they not, man.
Like, oh my God!
He has not been man up on that best receiver the whole time through the game, man.
No, he has not.
Stop.
I didn't say the whole time. He's been man up more times than not. Like you wasn't manned up versus D-Hop and What's his name? Adams?
At times, but not the
Listen,
whole
He was
game.
manned
Hold
up
on.
a lot.
Listen, hold on. Valerie, shout out to Valerie Bordeau. She agrees with Old Timer Dave. Old Timer Dave says the following: where you're taking in the draft directly relates to how well you should play. After all, it relates to how much you get paid. Right. So my thing is this: if you're going to sit there and take the guy third overall, he can't be in the same pack as all the rest of the cornerbacks. I'm sorry. He can't be.
Okay, so I just looked up Jeff Okudah. He's at 75 and 96 quarterback rating, lower than AJ Terrell.
Okay. All right. I just want to know what his was. Because I know when I watch the film, I see where AJ Terrell travels with people, and sometimes I notice that Jeff Okudah does not travel.
That traveling ain't working because he's getting cooked.
Well, listen, they not.
It ain't working.
And what is? Can you look up what Arnett is? The Ohio State cornerback that's on the Vegas Raiders.
I was just looking at Amani's. His percentage is like 30%. That boy been ball. He didn't have a good game today though. You said who? Damian Arnett.
Yeah, Damian Arnett. I always forget his first name for some freaking reason. I don't know why. But I'm
just not popping up. How you spell his first name?
Dude, don't even get me the line.
I typed in Damian and it didn't pop up. I'm like, what?
I'm just saying. And then look right here. Ramona New Age. Okudah was going to get cooked regardless. Give him a few years. I feel you. But Terrell did look better, though. He did. I'm just telling you. It's just,
Yeah, he did.
Look. First black man on the net. We gonna end up doing another video, and he gonna give me this work for saying this. But listen, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy when we talk football.
All right, so I got it. 81% completion and a 108 quarterback rate. What's it? Damian Arnett. So pretty similar to Okudah, actually. Yeah, I told you none of these corners are doing well. They a fish out of water, man.
Man, listen. I'm not buying that. You don't take them third overall, and you're not getting third overall production. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Hey, man. Let me ask y'all this: the whole panel. So, are y'all okay with taking Swift where we took him now?
No. No.
I think I'm changing my tune a little bit. I don't know. That boy look like a stud to me.
Yeah, because in my mock draft, I took Swift with my first pick in the second round. So I mean, he is
I'm moonwalking back from that a little bit.
No, you know what my problem is? Because I still don't think we're utilizing him right. Until I see the full utilization of him, then I care about it more.
My point will be TJ Hawkinson. It's the same thing.
Right? Yeah, we're not using them.
You gotta take the studs where you can take them. You know.
Right. Gary DeRuiter, I hope I said his name right. He says, Luke, why is it our defense can't wrap up on everything? I don't get this. I don't get this. That one run with Ty Gurley got like the first. I'm like, if you just wrap up, the problem solved. Problem is solved. I don't know. It's terrible.
Jamie Collins wasn't wrapping up either, man.
Our coverage linebacker. He's so special. All right, listen, people. I don't want to do too much, man. Don Burr says Arnett has a better front seven, though. I mean, that's fair. I can't argue with that. I want to wrap this up. I want to wrap up some football. What are your final thoughts, Drew?
I'll take a win any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So we don't play twice on Sunday, so it's only going to equal to one win. But I'm going to take it, man. I'm not going to complain because I don't know how many more of these we're going to get. But like I did say, I do like what I've seen from the young core. Pay Kenny the bag. Give him whatever the hell he wants. He has earned it. And I'm looking forward to next week and seeing how much the Lions want to continue this momentum wave and seeing if these are 2 legit wins or 2 fluke wins.
All right, now 313 Kurt. That's how you say it. Okay, 313 Kurt says, Luke, you boosting. You not watching no AJ Terrell footage. Actually, you're wrong. I have been watching it because I've been comparing every cornerback took it in the first and second round to our third overall pick. So that's why I'm doing it. And what I was going to do was, as I watch each game and get down to the nuts and bolts of it, I was going to drop a video that showed the comparisons between what we took and got versus what they took in other rounds. So actually I have, but I appreciate you for thinking I don't have that kind of time. What are your final thoughts on this for the day, Ryder?
I mean, I think this game was a great example of what the Lions can do, even with poor coaching and poor play calling. I think this team has a lot of talent. This team is very young, and this team can accomplish a lot. Obviously, I don't think Matt Patricia and Darrell Bevell are the guys that are going to be here when it happens, but I think this game goes to show you that this team has a lot of talent. This team can absolutely win football games. The Atlanta Falcons, you could say they're 1-5, but I don't think they're a 1-5, 1-6 football team. I think they're much better than that. This offense has been really good all year, and I think the defense did a pretty good job for a majority of the game shutting it down. Obviously the offense didn't have a great day because Darrell Bevell is bad at his job, for a lack of, better words. He just can't do it. So, I'm excited about this one. I think the Lions can accomplish a bit this season. I don't necessarily think they're going to go to a Super Bowl. I'm not quite on that, I'm not quite on that train yet, but I think they can definitely make some noise. And yeah, I know they beat two teams that have 2 wins combined, but they were still pretty decent wins. And I think that, this team is getting better every single week.
All right, now the Durham says they are saying we should have taken Simmons when he cannot even beat out the players on his team. Not true. In fact, it's one of the reasons why the general manager has been upset with his coaching staff, particularly his defensive coordinator. When he took them, they all had a conversation. They was all excited about it. Vance Joseph was excited about it. And then they get him on there, and they don't have a game plan for him. One moment they say he's an inside backer when you probably want to use him as an outside backer, which is what I would have wanted to use him as an outside backer on Detroit, not an inside backer. Because you already had Jamie Collins, you already had Jerry Davis. If you put those two inside, or let's say you put Jared Davis to Vi inside, you got Collins at the outside, and now you got Isaiah Simmons at the other outside. It plays to his strengths.
And I want to say they look. I don't know much about Arizona defense, but according to what I've been looking at this year, because I've seen a lot of games, they defense didn't need safeties or linebackers. That would have been like if we drafted another tight end. Like, why are you drafting Simmons? He's not even a need. He's not a need.
And even with Buda Baker being out right now, they still won't even let him play safety. They're opting to pick somebody up, Deontay Thompson, who's the former draft pick from Alabama. And then on top of that, it's not just that. They got an article came out in the Cardinals Wire where they were talking about what is wrong with the Cardinals and their usage of these hybrid players. It's not just him that they utilize wrong. They had Hassan Riddick playing inside for the longest. Well, lo and behold, here you go his year. They'll pick up his 5th-year option. They put him at outside. Hassan Riddick starts the ball. They had Deion Buchanan, a guy who could play safety linebacker as well. What they do with him? They put him at inside. So what you're seeing is not a guy that can't beat out people. You're seeing a guy who's not being put in an opportunity to play and to produce. The same way they drafted Hakeem Butler and then cut him. What are your final thoughts, Curt? Curt?
Yeah,
Curt?
there I am. I always take the win. I always take the Lions win. I was hooping and hollering up in my man cave, bonus room earlier, movie room, whatever you want to call it, while I was watching the game, man. I will always root for the Lions to win. Was it a good win? A win is a win. We still have some issues to deal with on both sides of the ball, but I mean, like I said, sometimes the sun shines on the dog's behind, and today the sun shines on our behind.
It's all right. Somebody letting it rip on here, but I'm gonna let y'all know that we know you feel better. Okay.
Is that Jim over there? Let him go.
I mean, somebody letting him.
I would admit it if it
Delta,
was
right?
me.
All right, J-Mo, what are your final thoughts on the game today?
Well, this is what I expected. I mean, the Jags and Atlanta are pitiful teams. We should beat those bad teams. The Jim Caldwell theory. Let's beat the bad teams and lose to the good teams. That's what Matt Patricia's going for right now. Like I said, a good win. I'll take it. But to me, one of the luckiest, most unbelievable wins I ever saw. And like the Lions, they'll test you. I had my little Stafford jersey on. And after we failed to score in the fourth quarter and we gave him the ball back, I'm like, take it off. Stafford was like, boy, what you doing? Kept that boy on. Y'all saw what he did. But next week we got a big challenge. Like the Colts they're a good team. So we gonna see what the Lions are really about. I'm definitely gonna take this dub.
Just when you want to respond to this, the Durham says. So are you saying it was a great thing we didn't take Simmons?
No, I guarantee you, the Durham. If we took Isaiah Simmons, we would be using him like we're using Tracy Walker and Jermaine Kearse. He would be our outside linebacker. And he would like the Lions would know how to use him. That's why he was high on their board. Like, when have the Lions not been able to use safeties or linebackers?
I'm just saying, food for thought.
Hey, Kenny Galladay, bro.
All right. OMG, man. What's your final thoughts of the day, man?
We going to the ship.
I'm not with that one.
Hey, subscribe to OMG. Subscribe to OMG's Lions Talk, because we is out here doing things that we don't normally do. We out here winning on the road. We out here winning despite people's calls. We out here winning despite our offensive coordinator. I don't know what he doing. And we still coming up with victory. So, hey, we going to the ship.
I don't even know why I gave you a final thought, man. What in the what the hell? Last but certainly not least, Jim, what are your final thoughts, man?
Well, I'm here to bring this back to reality. We just beat a 1-5 team, and we needed somebody to make a huge mistake to do it. We beat a terrible Jacksonville team, so we are on a winning streak of beating bad teams. This is what this team is supposed to do. It is not something to get totally excited about, but you know what? A win is a win, and they're giving me a dang heart attack over here. But anyway, I just want to appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate Luke for doing this again. Twice in one day is a lot to host. And for everybody in the chat, thank you for rocking with us, and really appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, listen, I had no problem hosting it twice, man. J-Mo came through in the clutch on Thursday after I got crapped on by coworkers. So, we here. But First Black Man on Net says, well, J-Mo, they not going to bring pressure next week either. So the players, in order to win, are going to have to be the suck coaching to beat the Colts.
I don't think so. Phillip Rivers is still Phillip Rivers. I think he'll give us some opportunities, and this will be a close, low-scoring type of game, and we just gonna see who get the ball last.
You can call me Funk. Says if we took Simmons, Walkers would have played free safety. Curse will play strong safety. Simmons would be the inbox / Harmon would be a pass defensive sub. Listen. I can't explain.
Like I said, Curse wouldn't be on the team if we got Simmons. You best believe that.
We get a little sarcasm from Shades, who says we would be 6-0 with Simmons. So we get a little sarcasm. But let me go ahead and get my final thought. First of all, there was over 120 people in the chat. So shout out to y'all for showing up in the win, man. I always like to have fun on the first day, get my little piece out. But in the coming days, I'm gonna drop something showing you the reality as it was. You got to enjoy it right now. You got it. If y'all did not catch it at the beginning, I gave the game ball to who? Matt Patricia. I'm just being honest. I thought he did a very good job of managing this game. I thought the problems relied more on Darrell Bevel. I know Matt Patricia does not bother Darrell Bevel's offense. He probably should, but I thought he did a very good job of managing the challenges and the different things, and the situational football today was perfect. Just my view. Hate it or love it. Now, here we go. Positive quote today, people. Positive quote today. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's right. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. The question is, how do you get to it? And too often we find ourselves being afraid to take a step towards that light. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is nothing to fear about that light, people. And I'm not talking about dying. I'm talking about you realizing that you have the ability to just go and be free, to be able to accept your outcomes as they come. Today, the Lions got a win. And it was one that looked like it was going to be bleak for a moment. But in the end, they pulled it out and they got the win. The light at the end of the tunnel is we are now 3-3. We are now back into this playoff race. We are now back on the win streak. I'm going to say that again. We are now back on the win streak. It shocks me myself. And on top of all that, people, we're starting to see some things come together that's a little bit different, where they're actually starting to utilize some of the players a little bit more. So take solace in knowing that things are always going to get better, and they are living proof in our own team, the Detroit Lions. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us today on the post game. Thank you all who showed up for the pregame. We will be back at it next Sunday with another pre and post game as we take on the Colts. And obviously, the roundtables will be on every Tuesday and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to all of us so you can keep up with that. If not, I don't know what to tell you. It's get posted here and stuff. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.